Welcome to Guys, a podcast about guys. I am your host, Brian. Chris is here.
What do you mean? Why did you say it like that?
I mean, whatever.
Yeah, I get it. It's true. I'm here every week.
He's here.
I think that now our guest is named Chris, not to be a spoiler here, but I think that maybe
I was going to say that.
It might make sense for you to call me Gris, which is what people do call me.
Okay, we'll call you Gris.
You call me Gris for this episode. I'll allow it for one episode. I know online people call me that almost exclusively.
I'd like to call you Penis.
Okay. I mean, it's up to you, I
Small
guess.
penis.
Okay, this is getting worse for me. I don't know why you seem super hostile. I think if people who are listening must be like, did they fight right before they started? But we didn't. I don't know where this hostility is coming from.
I'm kidding. I came up with a new character before we started to record.
What's the new character?
Tech Head Brian.
Oh, I see.
I call. Okay. So what are you using over there? What's your setup?
What kind of mic you working with? That's Tech Head Terry's line. This is
all right. Let's get our guest.
Yeah, for those of you who have no idea what we're talking about, that's a character that I do on, or used to do on Not Even a Show on my YouTube channel. Yeah, we
have Chris Person. Hi, Chris.
Hi. How's everyone doing?
Great. Oh, I'm professional. I come in like small penis, and then he's like, "Hello."
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not doing that good, Chris. If I'm being honest, I have a pretty hostile work environment. I don't know if you've noticed that.
Well, I love Chris Person, not Chris James. I've been following him for years.
Yeah.
There was this saga. It wasn't like a saga. It was an article. I don't know why I treat it like a saga. It probably was for you. It probably took you plenty of time. But for me, it took 15 minutes about because I need a soda stream.
I bet the article said this article takes 5 minutes to read and it took 15 for Brian.
So anyway, I want a soda stream, but you know how I am.
Mm-hmm.
Woke.
You're super woke when it comes to the BDS movement, correct?
Yes. Yes. I am. Actually, that is like, listen, sometimes I'm not my best person, but that is the one thing I don't break. For some reason, that's the thing I've chosen to be like, absolutely never. You know what I mean? Like I'll tell you guys about this. I have this thing against driving now.
Mm-hmm.
I live downtown. Okay. Yeah. I went
He loves to say that, by the way, Chris.
I'm telling you this. You got to hear this. I went to a French restaurant the other night.
Oh, fantastic. I've heard about this, actually.
I'm not going to tell you anything about the French restaurant that I went to, other than it was amazing.
You were complaining a lot about it in the group chat.
Well, there's one reason I complained a little bit about it. It's very expensive.
Yeah, but that's readily available information.
I actually wasn't going to go. But here's the thing. I would never go to this place.
Mm-hmm.
But my daughter went to France once. Mm-hmm. So who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Yeah. And she was like, oh, the food over there didn't give me diarrhea.
I like that that's the bar in America. It's just
do you know?
It's like, oh, I went there and I didn't shit my ass out. It's like that's the floor.
Yeah, no, I don't want to say. Listen, I don't live in America. I'm one of the few people on this call that does not live in America, and I will listen. I'll get diarrhea from food here. We don't have the best food on every front, but I will. And I always just chalked it up to being on vacation, but I will say the most diarrhea I've ever gotten is from eating food in America. 100%.
Yeah. No, that's what we do.
I've only ever been to Canada outside of the country. Mm-hmm. So when she was over there, and then I was like, oh, fuck you. You don't know anything. You know what I mean? She's like, I had a ham sandwich. And I'm like, you don't eat a ham sandwich at home. And she was like, exactly.
Yeah, it's different. It's like the quality. Listen, a friend of mine, Eric Mancow Mueller, went to France, and he went to a lot of the fun. Listen, France famous for having, French cuisine is very famous for being quite good. Obviously, yeah. So
I went, and I could Google it, maps it right now. It is 0.5 miles from my apartment. Okay, that's a very short amount. You probably walk that just around your apartment in a day. You know
I live in New York, so I do walk that quite often, you know?
Yes. And me too. She made me drive.
Aw.
And
How come
it ended
she-
up raining. It ended up raining.
Is
and
that
she
why
wasn't
she wanted to
feeling
drive?
good.
Okay.
But
okay.
still, it's like we can't be starting a car engine and driving a quarter mile. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, it depends. I guess parking is probably not as big of an issue, maybe.
It is. It was $9
okay.
for me to park on a Sunday.
Oh, so you're paying money now? Yeah, now I do kind of see it's like this is something you probably should be throw on. Listen, I live in Vancouver. It's raining here all the time. If you're not going to walk somewhere because it's raining, then you're never going to walk anywhere ever. So I'm used to just throwing the rain jacket on and walking a decent amount to go out to. So I agree with you on this one, Brian.
Yeah, I think you should walk to dinner. If you live downtown or in a city, well, the reason I say downtown is because I could live somewhere in Columbus where I can't walk to fucking anything. You know what I mean? Where there's no sidewalks and, you know, you're walking on the side of the freeway and shit. There is that. That's where I grew up. You know?
This is also like the thing that Canada and America have in common. Like one of the many reasons in which we're the same country. Like one of the many places where we overlap is like it just fucking sucks to walk in. Like you know, like Canada's not that much better in ways. You still have stroads and shit and like.
Oh yeah. I suppose it depends on where you are. Like where I am. Yeah. In Vancouver, Brian's been here. It's very walkable.
The places I've been are all walkable. Toronto and Vancouver, you know.
But Chris, you live in New York, which is also very walkable as well. So there are cities, but you're right. I'll like when I used to tread the boards. I don't talk about it or whatever. I used to tread,
of course, yes.
from time to time. And when I would go to smaller towns or smaller places up north in BC and stuff, and it was like, okay, so the place is very close to where I am, but how the hell am I actually going to get there? Like, this really seems dangerous to actually walk to this place. It seems like I have like a 25% chance of getting hit by a car. Brian, I think though that one of the beauties of walking to dinner as well is you get to do the classic line is like, ooh, I got to walk off some of that on the way home.
I know.
Yeah.
You know, after you have
a
classic line, you're just like, oh, I guess it's a good thing we're walking home after having that creme brulee or whatever. And everybody has a good chuckle, you know?
Anyway, we're doing Blu Ray Guys this week.
Yeah.
I'm going to just start with a Quora post.
Well, I always like to ask because I'm interested in this. And by the way, I never got to say that I'm a big fan of Chris as well, and always loved reading his stuff online, and always found him to be hilarious and wonderful. But I'm curious, Chris, what is your relationship to the Blu-ray technology?
I try. Look, so here's the thing, and we're probably going to get into this. It's like there's like so many good like niche small releases like Vinegar Syndrome, if anyone knows them, they're fucking great, they're phenomenal. And you know, Third Window Films, like there's like all these little tiny places that are like doing God's work in terms of like restoration and like, oh, this they literally had to go to the government of Japan, you know, like all this like crazy like real preservation. And like that's one part of it. And then you have like Blu-ray forum guys, and like they're just a lot.
Also, the movies are, let's get right down to it.
Yeah.
You'll be reading a story, okay? And then they'll mention the movie they're talking about, and you're like, unfucking believable that you're talking about this.
It's like Weekend at Bernie's or something. They're talking about. Okay, let's see what you're talking about exactly.
I will say, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I have to find it real good. Okay, I got it. Here we go. Now wait, let's story.
Chris,
okay, go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, say the thing.
No, I will say the one thing is that's interesting about this is that the most care and love you see for these things is people who do like incredibly rare art films and people who do nastiest pornography you can imagine. And there's a really cool queer-coded horror film called Poppers, and it's like it's like part of a Francoist box set in Spain, and it's a really cool box set. You have to pay like $200 for it, but like you know where that money went. And then like, you know, you'll see like crazy smut and then like art films, and those are and like horror, and those are the real deep cut stuff. But those are the people I love. Is what I was saying.
Those are people I like. Now this guy here, this is off a DVD Blu-ray forum. Which is, I want to say this before we get, Chris Person hooked us up very early on with a list of forums. Like, I have a doc that I refer to with a list of forums on a list of active forums on different hobbies and niche stuff. So anyway, this guy, this is what made me laugh for some reason. I'm going to tell you this. I recently got my Paul steelbook back. So the movie Paul.
Paul, the alien? That little alien movie?
Yeah. I don't know why. It just makes me laugh that a guy two tiny bits of paint scratched off the
forgot about Paul.
Yeah, Paul. Who was it Seth Rogen involved in Paul?
Seth Rogen was the voice of Paul.
He was the voice of Paul.
Wow.
So Seth Rogen wasn't just involved with Paul. Seth Rogen was Paul.
Seth Rogen is Paul.
This is that like post Simon Pegg, like, you know, Hot Fuzz era when they were like trying to do something after, I guess, like the Cornetto trilogy, I guess.
Yeah. So anyway, the funny thing about Paul is I was goofing on this last night, and Katie, my wife, was like, I just watched Paul recently. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's really bizarre because you guys spend a lot of time together too, you know? Like, when did she watch Paul?
I think when I was at the baseball game with my brother.
Okay. Not to sidetrack this too much. My girlfriend like has such an idiosyncratic, because like I'm the like film guy. Like I went to film school, blah 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 blah. But like I'll mention like a movie like The Menu or something like that, and she'll be like, I've seen that movie like 5-10 times and I hate it. Like, why? Because she's just like, I don't know, I needed something to ambiently watch in the background.
Yeah, sometimes.
That's the other thing, Chris. Here's the thing. We don't have anything that streams stuff at all. Stream, like we have Netflix. You have to pick what you're watching.
Yeah.
You can't just
getting
put
back
something
into that.
on.
Criterion does have like a just watch it, but like and I think there's a couple of I don't know. Tubi is basically that. I love Tubi. Yeah,
I know. I need to get on it. But she's watching Paul. But anyway, this story is funny even beyond it being about Paul.
Yeah.
He goes, I got my Paul steelbook back. 2 tiny bits of paint scratched off the bottom edge near the bottom and the top. Very faint scratch on the back. Trying to get a replacement. After loaning it to my sister and her kids.
Oh my God, kids will always fuck up your Paul movie. It's crazy. They don't even understand cinema is the big issue and the importance of film. But what is a steel?
I actually could not figure out what a steelbook is.
I know what it is.
Okay,
I think it's like just when a DVD's made of metal. It's like it's like a slightly nicer like aluminum, you know.
Yes. Yeah, it's the case.
Oh, it's the case. It's just a case, but it's like a steelbook is like okay, I got it. It's like a limited edition or a collector's type thing. It's not necessarily that, but it looks like that. Like it's like, okay.
I'm going to look up the Paul steelbook and see how much it is.
Yeah. This is like something, the collectorness of this as somebody who is in video games media is like very, like there's a lot of overlap between the kind of guy we're talking about now and somebody who's like, I have to get the like Bloodborne limited edition. I have to get the fucking Elden Ring where it's like a little statue and stuff like that. Like the collectorness of it.
So I mean, why would you single Paul steelbook? There's not a single Paul steelbook worth more than $32.99.
You know what I'd like to see is a Peter steelbook.
Me too, brother.
Yeah. That was a little one for Brian. But I just wonder about if why would you lend out your steelbook? Why wouldn't you just get a watching version of it, like a normal version of it with a normal case, and lend that out to your nephew or whatever?
Here's something I do, right? My mom doesn't drive, and she's really annoying, and she lives about 15 minutes away from where I live.
Yeah.
Right? In a car, and I don't want to be in a car with her for 15 minutes by myself. So when she comes over for like Easter or something like that, my mom will be like, so can you drive me home? And I'll be like, I'll tell you what, I'll do you one better. I'll get you an Uber.
Yeah.
So if they ask to borrow my Paul steelbook, I say, I'll tell you what, I'll do you one better. I'll buy the damn movie for you.
I'll buy it for you.
On streaming for
I'll get it for you on streaming. Yeah, you log into my... I mean, Paul's got to be on one of the streaming services.
Well, definitely it is because my wife just watched it.
Yeah, exactly. So just tell him, like, I'll give you my login information or whatever, or like sign you up for like a month or whatever. Yeah, instead of giving my steelbook away.
How much? How young are these kids? Like, are they? Because they're gonna get their fucking fingerprints on my beautiful Paul Blu Ray.
Chris, I think also they are known by the forum, by the way, because he goes, in parentheses, he goes, yeah, that sister and her kids.
Oh, so he's told like 100 stories about them messing up various steelbooks of his.
On his Blu Ray forum. He's like, my forum. Because that's the only place you won't see it. It's like, he can't do it on Facebook. Yeah. Somebody borrowed Paul and dented the case.
Yeah, he's going to the forums. Like if they don't even realize that if they showed up on the Blu Ray forums, they would immediately be hated by everybody. They'd have no idea why.
The Blu Ray disc is completely fucked. Fingerprints everywhere. The DVD has a small scratch. Is there a way to save a Blu Ray disc without damaging it further? Some all-time bad advice in this thread. I will say. This guy goes, use some water and a drop of dishwashing liquid.
Put it in the dishwasher. I say just put it in top rack.
Well, okay, I will say dishwashing liquid is surprisingly handy in ways outside of dishwashing that like you can like constantly surprise you. Like I figured out that's like how you fucking clean glasses. It's just like dishwashing liquid.
Yeah, I believe that could be good advice.
I don't think it's good for here.
This guy goes, no, I wouldn't recommend using dishwashing liquid to clean Blu-rays because of its detergents, which cause soapy suds and residue. Blu-rays are manufactured with scratch-resistant coating, unlike DVDs.
Oh, shit. That's what I like to see on the Blu-ray forum.
Fuck you, DVD.
Yeah.
And they're very easy to clean. You can use any type of CD, DVD cleaning solution or just plain water to clean your Blu-rays with a smooth, soft cloth. Nothing rough. Fingerprints generally wipe right off, which, by the way, I've never owned a Blu-ray in my life. I would just wipe off the... You can wipe.
I would just wipe them off.
You use your shirt. I would use my shirt to wipe it off.
I might use one of those, like, you know, those wipes or whatever that you have for your computer screen, you know, something like that. But I would just probably give it a wipe, and I would imagine the fingerprints would wipe off. Yeah,
I'm surprised these guys aren't like going like straight for like Kim wipes, which are like the delicate, like it's like the tissue paper used in labs. You know what I mean?
There are guys that are doing that, but this guy says, depending on how dirty it is, I always just run it under the sink with hot water. So that also to me seems like, I don't know, man. When I grew up collecting CDs and DVDs, you didn't want
water.
Get them wet. You didn't want to get them wet.
But we don't understand Blu-rays, I think. Blu-rays are like, it sounds to me like they're very special and very like resistant to basically everything. So yeah, I would want to keep water away from any type of disc or whatever.
Well, he goes, I'm not a fan of microfiber. So one guy says use a microfiber towel. And of course, there's another guy in the thing that's like, I'm not a fan of microfiber. As I learned from car care forums, microfiber towels tend to pick up dust and debris in their small loops and grind it against the surface. I'd rather just go with a lint-free cloth. Now, that's probably what I do. But again, I would also probably just use my shirt. That's how I fix DVDs. That's how I fix CDs.
I think you'll be fine.
Yeah, you just put it, you really get it in there.
Or spend $36 on another Paul Steelbook.
Yeah, buy another Paul. I'll send you the fucking book.
If you can find it.
It's everywhere, Chris. There is no, I typed Steelbook Paul, and I have 9 of them right in front of me that are the most expensive one is the 4K, and it's $34.99 at Barnes & Noble.
Oh, okay.
So it's good.
Yeah, good luck getting a Barnes I guess it is pretty easy to.
I bet you could eBay offer a couple of those and just like fucking clean up though. I bet somebody's like desperate to unload that Paul 4K. It's just
this guy. Here's another controversial opinion, which I think is. This one I like. I've been collecting for about 6 years now, and I've been looking at my shelves every day since I started.
That's bad. That's what. Hey, listen, respect. If you're collecting something, at least you're like getting something out of it. If you're looking at the shelves every day,
I wish he was getting something out of looking at the shelves.
Oh no!
I've recently been starting to get a little overstimulated with all the colors of the spines on the shelves. So I look at it every day, but. It's kind of bumming me out.
It's kind of giving me issues mentally because of all the Listen, sounds like to me like, yeah, that could possibly happen. Maybe don't look at them every day. Maybe just like check.
I don't know, man.
Is it the colors or is it you going like, what am I doing with my life?
Yeah. Is it
You're not
possibly
thinking clearly.
Is it possibly that you're just having a realization every time you look at them that you're spending your money on this out of date? It right? Like there's better stuff than Blu-rays.
Do not say they're out of date.
Okay, sorry.
That might make some people very mad.
Are they? Because I'm a big movie guy in that I like to watch movies. I'm not like a collector or anything like that, but you don't hear it. You used to hear a lot about Blu-rays, they were like the thing, but they don't seem to be the thing anymore so much.
So he goes, so I looked online for some ways to hide the spines elegantly. I found these curtains that are the perfect dimensions. By the way, not the perfect dimensions. I will show you the picture. They are not the perfect dimensions. To cover them without any cutting. I just used some fabric Velcro on the top of the shelf and the top back of the curtain, steam ironed them, and voila. What do you think of the before and after? Am I crazy for wanting a more slick look for the theater room? Okay, so I'm going to bring this up on the screen.
Yeah, I'm going to see this.
Also make it is fantastic. Okay, so this is a before and after. And I'm going to tell you, the curtains don't cover all the DVDs.
No,
Number one.
They don't cover the top. It seems like there's some up on the top of it that are not covered up.
And it looks absolutely insane.
It looks like you did a red green screen twice.
Yeah, it does not. It does not look good. I feel like you could have. The idea is not terrible, but I feel like you could have done a better job.
You probably would have wanted to get bigger ones. And you know what? If I was so when he said curtains, I was like, I think there's a way to do it like a shower curtain situation, right? Where like you have a bar that goes up above it and you just hang curtains loose so that you open them up like this. These are taut. Like,
yeah.
These aren't really what you think of as curtains. Like Chris said, it's like a green screen, but it's red.
It's like taut? Like, which is not like the movie. I consider the classic movie like ruffle red velvet.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting too. Like a fucking thing that is in front of the old movie theater screens.
Doesn't
what I'm saying?
It's very like Turkington adjacent. You know what I mean? It's very like I tried to create something and it just ended up being kind of revealing and sad.
Yeah, totally.
It looks like, I'll tell you what it kind of looks like to me. It looks like someone leaned a gym mat up against the DVDs. This guy goes, I agree with you. Nothing should distract from the movie itself. So another guy says, listen, I can't watch the movies with all these DVD cases.
I got too many movies to watch my movies.
Yeah, I'm watching a movie. I find myself looking over at the DVD cases thinking maybe I could watch The Proposal, which is a movie everybody has. I posted this, but I'll say this. When I was a cable guy, this is from the year 2009 or 2002 to 2009. Every DVD collection I saw, I would say with almost 97% like had an Elektra DVD. Because I started paying attention to it because I started noticing Elektra was in everybody's collection.
That's interesting that you became a cable guy right after the towers fell. I don't know the significance of that.
It was 1 year after. I told you when I drove over. Right, when I drove over the Camaro, it was 9/11/2002.
You did it on the anniversary of 9/11. I forgot that. I did that part.
You know what Elektra feels like? Elektra feels like the ultimate like gas station impulse buy DVD. Like you're like, I get what is this like? And then because she's got like Psy and she's like looking cool, and then you're like, what let's see what. And then you're like, oh, I guess it's not that good.
I've never seen it. I've never seen Elektra.
It's Jennifer
before.
Garner.
Oh, okay, Jennifer.
And it's
Garner,
like a sequel sort of to Daredevil with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
And I think it also these are guys that just go out and buy movies every Tuesday when they would come out on Tuesdays.
Also, Daredevil, not a good movie, infamously. It's very funny.
Yeah, exactly. Elektra is known as like a terrible movie. So I've been zooming in on these people's collections. Yeah. Like, that's my favorite part about prepping this episode. You get a picture of a guy's collection. I was like, I'm going to zoom in and take a look at those movies in those shelves. Because I saw some all-time bad shelves too. Yeah. And all of them had The Proposal with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds, which, by the way, Ryan Reynolds, Great guy. Going to bring a baseball team to Vancouver, British Columbia. Plays Deadpool. Love the guy. But yeah, everybody has the proposal.
How many like
collection.
IKEA lack shelves are there? Like what do you notice commonality with like the,
a lot of it's all IKEA stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's really you know what people do too? They buy the video store racks.
That's kind of cool. That's kind of badass, man.
So many people do it at this point.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, so many people do it.
This is the worst part of this. Like, this is the thing I hate the most is like, I guess, I mean, with Blu Ray Guys, it's not as bad as like VHS people because like there's like a handful of, but like they're worse because they're trying to do like the eternal Blockbuster video thing. And it's like, dog, just let it go. Get an Apple TV. You're fine. Go ahead and get a fucking Roku. You're being an adult.
Every place I see that's like I made my basement look like a Blockbuster, I'm like, man, listen, we covered nostalgia, guys. We know how powerful it is as a force in somebody's life. It's just fucking Blockbuster wasn't good. You were just 13. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Blockbuster fucking sucked, man.
But I had to drive worse.
And I had to drive like 45 minutes to a Blockbuster that I didn't owe money to.
Yeah.
Because I had the movie Layer Cake.
Oh, yeah.
For 6 months. Never watched it once.
Yeah, I remember you talking about your Layer Cake situation.
I've never seen Layer Cake. I rented it, but never took it back because I was lazy. That and Breakfast of Champions, starring Bruce Willis, based on a Kurt Vonnegut book.
I'm a bit nostalgic. I think I mentioned it on that. I'm nostalgic for the video store experience. I do think that it was a fun experience going out on like the weekend with your family when you were a kid and being like figuring out a movie that you could get. And of course it wasn't as ideal. You sometimes couldn't get a movie, the really popular ones or whatever, but I did enjoy it. Like I loved going to a Rogers Video is called around my place.
We call it Blockbuster.
We have Blockbuster as well. Rogers Video is just closer to my place at number 1 Road in Francis. Shout out to
And you like the
Seafair.
Rogers family.
Well, I hate the Rogers family.
You said they're good people. They provided
they have a monopoly over
so
telecommunications in our country, and they're nasty individuals. But at the time, I didn't realize any of that. I was just a kid.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying they provide. I mean, like I went to Rogers Arena.
Yeah, everything's called Rogers. It's pretty funny. It's like, we have Rogers Arena, and then Edmonton's is called Rogers fucking Arena, and then the Rogers Center. Yeah.
Thanks, Ryan Reynolds. Thanks, Lululemon guy.
Before we go on, I will say, like, I understand that, like, the impulse for physical media because, like, they just, like, these guys exist for a reason sometimes, which is that, like, you'll just not be able to find a movie sometimes. And it will be some weird legal gray, like, loophole. I mean, like, I do in my spare time, like, a lot of really, like, high quality Laserdisc and VHS transfers. Not because I like those mediums. They suck. They are not good. Except Laserdisc has, like, really good audio for really weird specific reasons I won't get into. But, like, it's an organic reaction to like things being like, oh, you just don't own that anymore. You know what I mean? And I think that's why you're also seeing like kids get into CDs again and shit, or at least like like portable audio players, is because you're like, I don't want to fucking ads on my like album, like, and they're buying like there's a real impulse here, and then it gets perverted into like, where's my Paul steelbook?
Yeah. Well, I'll say this too. I doing this episode did sit for a minute and think maybe I need to have a physical media collection. You know what I mean? Now I live in an apartment, not enough room here to have a DVD collection or Blu Ray collection.
Yeah.
But I did start to feel like, what if something I want to see is missing? That's not going to happen because if something
that you want to see is missing, then you go out and try to see if you can get a physical copy of it. Like I've done it before where it's like I can't find this thing anywhere. I'm struggling to think of an example, but definitely in the past few years where I've like, I need to go out. But the idea of having a collection, it doesn't appeal to me at all. Like having the physical, I understand what you're saying, Chris, and I agree that it's like important to have physical media still for reasons. But for me, I don't know. I got no problem with the way that it's set up, movies-wise. I wish that more movies were in theaters. I do get annoyed that movies go straight to streaming and I can't see them in a theater, but yeah.
Well, for me, it's literally also just, well, for one, I have a server that I like put all my rips on and stuff like that, so I don't have to like take a fucking DVD out and shit, because I'm like that kind of fucking nerd. But also, like, there's this element of like commentaries are the hard part. It's not that you can see the movie. They took the special features out of streaming. So and so like if you can track down the commentary for the movie Cruising, it's fucking great. He's just constantly saying shit that's like revealing and weird about like, oh yeah, the cop in that who like is in a jockstrap and like a naked cowboy, like wear a big cowboy hat and just punches him for no reason. He's a real cop. He used to do that. And it's like, that's why I like commentaries. You can do that. And it's hard to find that. And like, so I think these guys exist at like a failure of the market to provide like these things and to make them these little special things that you go like the Master and Commander 4K like sold out like very quickly. That was like a really famous one because like every guy wants Master and Commander on 4K Blu-ray. You know, like
I've never seen that.
I'll say this: it's overrated in my opinion. Master and Commander. I didn't hate it, but everyone talked about it like, and then I watched it like maybe like within the last couple of years, and I was like kind of a little bit underwhelmed by it. But yeah, the commentary thing makes sense big time because I'm not a commentary guy. I got no interest in the commentary. I actually hate listening to like people talk about the movie and you know, I like to like watch it on its own. That is the thing I want to watch. But yeah, having the commentary stripped away from streaming, it makes sense why people would be seeking that out because it's like, a lot of people are super interested in that stuff.
Fantastic commentary on Run Ronnie Run. Just letting you know, on the DVD they did it was funny.
I was like testing out something and I was like, I should listen to the commentary for the second Austin Powers movie. And
is that the spy who shagged me?
Yeah, it was. And he was like talking about like the logistics of the fat bastard costume. And he's like, it smelled like sulfur. And in order to like pee, I had to get my wife to come and like coordinate. And I was like, see, now I'm glad I listened to the commentary for the second Austin Powers movie because now I know that the fat bastard costume smelled like sulfur.
Yeah.
So when I was doing Street Fight, I got to talking about, we were talking about movies or something like that. And I mentioned a movie that I loved growing up that I just was like, it came out when I was like 12 or something like that. And I watched it 2 million times. It's called Diggstown.
Yeah,
with Louis Gossett Jr. and the really, the guy, the Ed Harris. And it was like one of my favorite fucking movies. And it wasn't streaming anywhere at all. Now Tubi has it, so I might actually watch it again. But I ended up going on a huge search for the physical copy of Diggstown because I wanted to watch it again. So I do understand. That's why I think I have a collector's impulse anyway. And it's like something I fight against as best as I can. Obviously, you saw how my Lego collection got.
Yeah.
Now it's a normal size, but then it got crazy.
You have a pretty serious Haichu collection now.
Well, I'm eating those. Oh, did you hear they got Haichu Premium?
No, of course I didn't hear that.
Well, they do. And I bought some.
James Woods is in this?
James Woods, not Ed Harris. James Woods, yeah. The really one of crazy guy.
You got into him recently.
Yeah. I saw his politics and I was just
You said he's not much of an actor. Once Upon a Time in America, I didn't really like him very much in that, but then I'm starting to like this guy for some reason.
I like him in Diggstown. Here's a guy asking a question at r/Blu-ray. Hey everyone, I have around 200 Blu-rays, 4K, and DVDs in my collection. I merely buy movies I absolutely love and see myself watching over and over again. But that's the problem. I never watch them. I justified buying movies for so long because I have the rule of...
I just love this guy who's like, he's every time, he's 200 of them, and every time he's like, well, this one I relate to this guy very much.
Yeah,
so.
no,
this is the most relatable post I've maybe ever heard on Guys, where he's just like, yeah, like every time I'm like, well, I'm going to watch this over and over and over again, so it's definitely worth the purchase. And then he's like, I have never watched any of these fucking movies.
Well, that's how I know I'll never own them, because I had a DVD collection.
Yeah.
And once I owned the DVD, I was like, I never want to watch this movie again.
I'm not a rewatcher of movies.
No,
I think I've gotten into it a little bit more recently because I'm straight edge now and I don't do a bunch of weed and mushrooms. So there was movies that I watched where I was just like super high and I know I really liked them, but I was just like really fucked up on mushrooms or really stoned watching them. So I'm like, hey, I'll go back and watch this and I won't remember any of it and I'm sure I'll enjoy it again. And I've been doing some rewatches definitely of movies, but I'm not the kind of guy who's like, I'm going to sit down and watch this movie tonight. It's my comfort movie or whatever. Like that doesn't. One of those.
Yeah. So he goes, but that's the problem. I never watch them. I justified buying movies for so long because I have the rule of watching the movie when I buy it for the first time. And so far, I've done pretty good in that regard. But to my surprise, the other day, my brother and I were about to watch a movie I have in my collection. And instead of grabbing it, we ended up watching it on Prime Video. I didn't even notice until the movie was finished. Oh. So it got me. So he, by the way, accidentally watched it on Prime Video, even though he had the Blu-ray.
Oh, that's got to be such a horrible feeling. It's just like, holy fuck, man. The one chance I had to actually utilize this collection and I just didn't even do it. I missed my one opportunity.
That is the worst feeling when you have like gone out of your way to prepare for a situation and you've like gotten it as like a special interest, like a niche special interest. And everyone's like, hey, why don't we just do the easy, lazy thing you were avoiding? Yeah. Like that's the worst feeling.
These guys like, hate streaming. These guys, I can't tell you. I don't know what they're watching because I don't think streaming looks bad. These guys think streaming looks absolutely bad.
Okay. I hate to admit it, they're kind of right.
No, there's no way, Chris. Come on.
No,
honestly,
no.
It doesn't look bad. It might not. Like, I have to. It is to me. It is like really nitpicking to see. I think there's probably some stuff and like some older, like maybe restoration stuff or like whatever. There's some stuff that looks. But I have never, ever, ever. I watch so many movies. I've never been like, holy crap! Like this looks really, really bad.
Unfortunately, you are talking to someone who has to like regularly do like A/B testing for like encodes and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like,
That's,
for me, I can't. I'm cursed with
yeah.
vision to be able to see it. And like, this isn't even getting into. Do you know what Dolby Vision is?
Yeah.
No.
It's like a weirdly hyper-specific form of like licensed HDR that like does look slightly better. And if you want to get it, like it has to be licensed and shit. And like a lot of these Blu-rays have it, and no normal person is gonna fucking see that difference at all. I will fully admit.
That's the thing. You're not going to sit down with your brother that doesn't collect DVDs and watch something on Amazon and be like, oh, I wish I was watching it on. He would think, I wish I was watching it on Blu-ray. This looks like shit.
For me, it's literally, I will say the part that does bother me is when like the server just starts like caching and it's like shitty for a second and it does take you out of it.
Yes.
Like local caching is important. Like whether or not you notice the difference between 1080p and 4K or HDR and like fucking Dolby Vision, who gives a shit? That's nerd stuff. That still costs a shitload of money to get done correctly, particularly when you get into like home audio and stuff like that. Like that's atrocious, but no normal person's going to do it. But like the streaming, like, oh, you have a shitty Apple TV that's like just like it can barely get in Wi-Fi range, and it just like in the middle of a seat, that can suck. I will give them that. But
I
for
totally
the most part,
agree.
No normal person on earth, unless you are professionally a video person, will notice this.
That's what I'm saying.
That makes total sense,
like you said, if you do A/B testing, I fully understand.
Yeah, now I didn't realize you did that. That does make sense that like you are specifically looking for that stuff. So it's like you've unfortunately, trained your eye in a way now where it's like you will be bothered by that, fortunately and unfortunately, because it obviously is good in a lot of ways too. But yeah, that makes sense. I am speaking as a normal person that I don't think there's any normal person on earth that is just like, this is unwatchable. Like I'm missing out on so much. Also, like Wi-Fi got better.
Like fucking Wi-Fi got better, so this is not that big of an issue, isn't it?
When I was at the cable company, I could tell the difference between digital and analog channels. Obviously, that was pretty easy. The HD stuff, but like there would be guys that would call and have me come to their house, and he would say, "Hey, I need you to hook up this $85 HDMI cable because it doesn't look as good with."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, dude, you can't tell the difference between two HDMI cables. You just can't. I can't. I don't know what you're looking at. But yeah, so anyway, this guy goes, so it got me thinking of how many more times I'm ever going to watch my movies. And if all that money spent could be used for a better purpose. Now, I want to say this. You ain't making your money back on those DVDs, on those Blu-rays.
They're gone.
You are not even making 10% of your money back.
I'm not sure what I mean, if you got a Paul Steele case in there, yes. I heard there's a pretty decent market for that. So you're saying these are not resellable, really?
Perhaps the worst investment of any of the guys that we've looked at, in that, like, yes, there are limited edition ones, but if you're a fan and you want to get your hands on that limited edition one, you're just going to buy it when it releases. You're going to know when it releases.
Also, can I say that, like, you know, I transfer, like I said before, I transfer Laserdiscs and VHS, and like something that's like out of print that you can't find on streaming regularly is like $8. And like, it's just that, like, just this, like, there's like a handful of like, of Laserdiscs where it like reached like 100 maybe. I've been trying to find the third Addams Family movie for a while, and it's like actually kind of annoying because there's like two guys who have it on Laserdisc that starred Tim Curry, I think. It's really bad. It's not a good but like it's a weird fucking movie. I think the most expensive one is like Sweet Home, which was like $500 and literally is like a masterpiece unto itself in weird ways. Yeah. But like for the most part, physical media like that is not like, no. It's annoying, but like unless it's like a really hyper specific thing that's like out of print, you lost money. You have lost money.
You could go to any pawn shop and buy 15 DVDs for $1 a piece, or Blu-rays for $1 a piece.
It's not something to put in your retirement fund. I leave to your kids. No,
worse than comic books, Chris. Like I believe this is a worse investment than comic books.
Well, some comic books can be quite expensive, very rare ones, but
So he goes, it doesn't help the fact that I'm moving to another house soon, and that lately I also find it more enjoyable to see YouTubers reacting to my favorite movies instead of watching them myself.
Well, that kind of makes sense. I mean, honestly, you've already seen the movie so many times, you know exactly what's going to happen. Now it would make sense that you'd be interested in like, hey, how do other people react to it? What do other people feel? Do they agree with me? Do they like, I can see that.
Yeah. So he got some advice. Sell it for what? Pennies on the dollar? Not worth it, even if you don't watch them currently. Now, one of his issues is that they don't fit in his new house. And it's like, well, listen, if
get a storage unit,
what it's worth.
Get a storage unit. Get a storage unit. Just ride it out, man. Ride the wave.
Okay, so this is an argument. Let's get it. Let's read a good Reddit fight here. This guy goes, you watched it on Prime? Sure. How long will it remain there? Streaming's never going to be as high quality as a physical disc either.
Again, the thing we talked about, normal people don't notice the difference.
Well, this guy replies and goes, how original.
Okay.
And then he goes, why are you on a sub like this? And he replies, he goes, because I'm a huge physical media fan, but the hate towards digital with the same 3 or 4 comments designed to create fear-mongering is fascinating.
Yeah, fear-mongering.
Yeah, he goes, it's not fear-mongering to say streaming services remove things often. And he replies, but they don't remove them often.
I mean, they do sometimes, but they usually pop up on a different streaming service. It is very rare. I think we can all admit it's very, very rare, unless you're looking for really niche, like very like underground kind of movies. It's very rare to not be able to find like a major motion picture on streaming.
I love that you're this guy. The next comment from the guy is,
you think it is? You think it is,
rare.
Chris? You think that there's a lot that are hard to find?
There are. The Devils infamously doesn't have beyond. This is a very hyper specific situation, but like like occasionally it comes on Criterion, but it's never had beyond the DVD transfer. It's
what movie is that?
The Devils.
See, I never heard of it before. What is that?
It's a really, really good movie that is involves a lot of sacrilege. Ken Russell, who did like Altered States and shit like that.
I still think it's rare, though. I still think it is rare. As somebody who is like always looking for movies to watch, always trying to find them. Sometimes it'll be annoying. Like I'll have to go get a torrent of it, or like I do. You know, if I'm looking for. if I'm looking for like specifically like foreign movies and stuff like that, sometimes I will have to get a torrent, or sometimes I'll have to rent it. I'll have to pay for it, and it's not on a streaming service. But like the idea of not being able to find it and watch it, I'm trying to think of like, it has happened to me maybe like 3 or 4 times out of the like 1,000 films that I've tried.
I had a hard time watching Mr. Brooks.
Oh, wow.
That's actually what made me get a VPN.
Yeah.
Was I wanted to watch Mr. Brooks starring Dane Cook and Kevin
Holy
Costner.
shit. I'm sorry, The Devils is coming to theater. This is like one of the most important things to happen to me. Like, this is actually a huge, huge deal. I'm sorry. This happened like 20 minutes ago, apparently.
What? The Devils is coming to theaters?
That's what they said. Yeah. Maybe this is bullshit. I don't know. This has been like a white whale of people, because it's like, it's a really, really big deal. But like the Catholic Church basically suppressed it. It's like, because it's the most sacrilegious movie you could do, because it's fun, like nuns going fucked up and insane. Yeah, I don't know. Go ahead. Sorry.
Let's go to Quora. Hey, is Blu-ray disc dead? That's a good question. That's something we've been getting
in my
at, right?
opinion, they are. But again, I don't know about this stuff. I just think as a normal citizen movie watcher, it feels like dead media to me. It feels dead.
And the guy that answered it, he actually originally answered what killed Blu-ray disc. And his name's SRM, and his qualifications, watch thousands of movies.
So same as basically everyone.
He goes, nothing. Real movie fans still have physical library of movies instead of being at the mercy of a streaming service. Say I want to have a movie night with or without friends and watch a 70s slasher, a Paramount movie, an old Norwegian movie, and a Disney movie, all unrated, of course.
Wait a second. You're going to do all of those in a night?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nightmare scenario for me. Somebody calls me over to his house and now I have to watch 5 films. That's 10 hours. I mean, I guess I'm underestimating. Like, I'm thinking to myself, I just like to watch movies. I watch old movies sometimes and stuff, but I guess I'm not like trying to, I guess if you're talking about old stuff and foreign movies and stuff like that, it can be difficult to watch it on streaming sometimes.
Also, anime is all over the place too. I will say TV actually is the real hard one, because there's. Can I just admit something? So there was a guy doing a biography of Trump. He was just like, I got a call from a job. It was in between like Gawker, like getting laid off from Gawker and then starting Aftermath and working The Verge. And this guy was like, hey, so I'm going to interview Donald Trump. I need clips from The Apprentice put together in some kind of highlight reel. So I did a highlight reel where I had to rip DVDs of The Apprentice for someone to show to Donald Trump. And it was like basically Donald Trump epic moments. You can't find Donald Trump's episodes of The Apprentice on streaming. Like they deleted them because they like to be epic, and like now as a result, this big load bearing part of history in TV doesn't exist. TV is really actually not even movies. TV is the part where it sucks.
Because I don't think anybody's looking to buy Blu-ray guys are buying the series, movies, but I think everybody just thinks the TV series will always be on streaming, which
it's not.
I mean, so you've never, and I also say this. I haven't gone to somebody's house to watch a movie since I was 16.
Yeah, I don't go for movie nights. I go to the movies to watch movies, or I watch movies at home. Definitely, yeah.
And I don't think if I invited my friends over, we'd watch an old Norwegian movie. I mean,
personally,
younger.
no. Listen, I got a heritage in my mom's side is from Norway. I do. There's a couple Norwegian films, more newer ones that I like. But I would say just the fact, if I called my friends over and said, hey, we're going to watch 5 movies. Do you want to come over to my house and watch 5 movies? I think they would mostly say like, no. I don't think I will be coming over to your house for 10 and a half hours to watch movie after movie after movie. I think I'm underestimating how much some people are into movies, you know?
He says,
Chris, you're a big movie guy, obviously. You're huge into movies, more so than Brian and I. If your friend said, hey, do you want to come over and watch 5 movies at my house? Like, would that be like a normal thing to you?
No. The most number of movies I've watched in a row is 6 in a theater. And that was because of a very specific event that they don't throw anymore, where they would just show you 6 random Hong Kong movies in a row and you didn't know what they were. But they took breaks and shit. Like you'd have to go away and like you'd have to go and eat lunch and come back.
You have to go eat. This is your whole day is there. You have to go to the washroom.
Oh, no, I'm getting it catered.
Yeah, it's going to be catered. We're going to have actually a catering staff there.
I prefer you not stand up at all one time.
Yeah,
I could imagine like watching all of the Lord of the Rings movies with my partner, or if with a roommate maybe.
Yeah, like if it was snowing. If it was snowing outside.
COVID, we did this a lot.
Yes.
COVID, we did a lot of drugs, and like we would have small gatherings where we would like I don't know. I think I did K and watch Beetlejuice, which was a weird experience.
Yeah, that's definitely. I feel like I'm thinking about it now. Like if Charlie gets sick or whatever, and everybody in the house is sick, then it's just like, hey, let's just watch. Like, that's a different thing. Like watching like all the Muppet movies in a row or whatever. I can see that happening. But yeah, it's at home, taking breaks, all of that kind of stuff. I think that it's like, this does not appeal to me at all.
I watched all the Star Wars on COVID for the first time. I had only seen Attack of the Clones and the Return of the Jedi. Those were the only 2 movies I'd seen in that whole thing. So I was like, I'm going to watch them. And if people are wondering, I know this is a question people ask. I started with The Phantom Menace and ended with The Rise of Skywalker.
You went in like the actual
chronological order.
Is that chronological order?
Yeah. I started at the first movie and went to the 12th movie.
But you didn't start at the actual first movie. You started
No. I didn't start with A New Hope. I started with Phantom Menace. Watched those 3 movies, and then I watched the next 3, and then the crappy 3 that came after.
I did it kind of recently, and then I watched 28 Days Later, 28 Weeks Later, before going to see 28 Years Later.
Did you see the Bone Temple?
I did. I love the Bone Temple.
I like that was actually my favorite.
It was my favorite too. Having watched them all in a row, that was my favorite, and I think was I mean, what's his name? Ray Fiennes. Ray Fiennes. He was so. I always call him Ralph Fiennes. But yeah, he was so fantastic in it. It brought so much like emotion to that movie. That was just like so insanely violent and like grounded it. And I thought it was just I watched it in theaters opening night and thought it was fucking fantastic.
Hey guys, let me ask you this. What do Blu-ray manufacturers have against classic cover art? I have noticed for a while that when some studios issue a Blu-ray of a classic, he didn't say Blu-ray, I have to use their language.
He just says a blue.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
BLU though.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a blue. That's so badass, man. That's how you know he really knows his shit.
He says they give it the blandest cover art ever. Bond films recently reflect this, and they do show the like Bond covers. I can't zoom on them, but they're not the ones from the theater. They want them to be the ones from the theater when they like Thunderball and
is it art that's created for the blue, or is it like alternate art that already existed?
Yeah, it just looks like a video game to me, you know. So this guy answers and he goes, "Who knows? Email MGM and find out."
Good question. Yeah.
Get his ass on the Blu-ray.
Imagining the email, the guy him like, "Sir, we've just got an email from some guy."
Well, Chris, let me tell you. Let me tell you about Kiss Guys.
Oh yeah.
They actually did send an email and say the bass track is off on a Kiss song on a DVD.
It wasn't mixed properly.
I
did hear that. Well, one thing I will say is that like I don't want to say the good version of these guys, but a more interesting version is Japanese physical media. Like people, because like they can't like not to make generalizations, but like there's just more of a culture of like owning like albums and stuff that. Partially because their copyright laws are stricter and like it's just a cultural thing. But also like, have you ever heard of the series Tora-san?
No.
Okay, it's I will tell you, this is the most fucked up Blu-ray I know of because it's called Otoko wa Surai Yo. It is the longest running movie series in history. It beats Bond. It's like fucking 49 movies. And it's about some guy who's like a down on his luck guy. It's just 48 movies about like a bum and who's delightful. And the Blu-ray box set for it is a suitcase that comes with a jacket that costs $1,800.
That's pretty big. But that's pretty cool. I gotta say
that is kind of tight. Yeah, no, it's because you're like fucking 48 movies. You think about it, you're like, how much Tora-san do I want? But it's also kind of delightful. You're like, they put a little coat in there. They put his coat in there. He has his little suitcase, his popular suitcase. That's kind of nice. Like, there's care to that versus
it's interesting to think of that. I would feel like if they did that in like America or North America, I would kind of make fun of it. Maybe it's weird in that way. But I do feel like it is like charming. It does sound like a charming thing. But I guess they don't really do it. What did they do? They had that special. What's that movie where Mark Wahlberg has a bald head?
I have no.
Mark Wahlberg with the bald head.
Mel Gibson movie. Yeah.
No, he has a bald head and he's in the airplane. It's new.
Yeah, it's a Mel Gibson movie.
Yeah. Oh, it is a Mel Gibson movie.
He directed it.
Yeah,
he directed
surprisingly.
It. Yeah.
It's a weird Flight Risk. You're thinking of Flight Risk. Thank you.
Flight Risk, but they have like the special DVD cover or something, and you pull it up.
Yeah,
and it's
that was really funny. That was
funny. Yeah,
you pull the DVD up and you just see that he's bald.
Yeah, you see that he's bald. It's like covered up or whatever by like whatever it is. I mean, I don't think hair. It's like covered by his something, and then you pull it up and you can see his bald head. Yeah.
Well, this guy goes. The reason they do it is easily recognizable actor and actress to sell to the widest demographic. Old classic, well-executed posters for the niche demographic, quick and easy money in a shrinking industry. So this is a favorite guy thing where he's like, they don't use the original covers because people are too stupid to know that Sean Connery is in,
they're trying to sell it. They're just trying to sell it.
Well, that's all this guy goes, they should follow Shout's lead and have the classic art reversible to the front. I did that with Piranha the other day. You can do that with most of their releases. That way you can market to the greater audience, and those in the audience can choose to reverse the cover if they want to. So there is a thing going around with these people that they have to change the covers to something generic or people won't buy it. Like people will just walk by a James Bond movie and not buy it because it has the original cover.
And they don't recognize.
In their mind, it's because people are too stupid.
People don't realize they're like, James Bond. Wait a second. Is this some Sean Connery movie? Hang on a second. I love that guy, Sean Connery. Never heard of this Jim Bond fellow, but this Sean Connery guy is a famous actor. Yeah, I don't know that's... I mean, it's definitely, I'm sure they're trying to sell it. And so they'll do that. Definitely. Like they do that with movies, modern movies or whatever. It's like a different thing, but where they're like, the guy's he's got 3 lines in the movie, some of those like shitty B movies, those comedy movies. And then they'll have him on the cover with his like, like he'll be the main guy, but he's not really the main guy.
Adam Sandler going overboard.
There's a good one. Danny DeVito, The Van is my favorite of those because it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen because it's just a 70s movie about how you can do sex crimes if you have a van. Okay. And Danny DeVito is like billed like 12th and is like a guy who owns like a car wash and is in it for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's a classic marketing thing. But I do feel like the people who are buying these kind of movies, like DVD, the Blu Ray guys or whatever, they're like, they know what they're buying. They know James Bond and they know these movies. Yeah.
Well, this guy has a good theory too. He goes, they're trying to sell the film to as many people as possible. What? If a film looks obviously dated by old-fashioned cover art, it may turn off younger buyers for obvious reasons. I don't
think this is a thing that's happening. I don't think the younger people are like...
No.
The people who are younger but want to buy these movies are going to be intrigued by the older art. Like if they're interested in the movie to begin with.
And these guys think, I don't get the older art because people are too stupid.
They're too dumb to figure out what the movie is. And the young people get no idea. They just... Yeah, they want to see friggin' Hooters on the front or whatever.
Also, you're not buying this shit. You're not buying this shit at like a Best Buy.
That's the thing.
You're fucking getting it on like a weird, like on eBay or like a weird on Amazon. You're like, I don't care what it looks like. Give it to me. Or like, I'm the guy who super cares. I'm the forum guy. And I want you to give it to me because it's like, like it's sold out. Like that's the market for these people now.
This guy goes, well, I hate most of the cover artwork on major studio releases. There's a clear corporate marketing rationale behind it, and I'm afraid that they may be well right about it. The original artwork's usually too complex, too easily identified when printed at the small size of a Blu-ray case, at least by casual buyers. So just people don't understand shrunken poster. They don't understand that this was a poster and now it's smaller on the cover of the movie. I mean, one of my favorite guy things, like all type of guys have a thing in their mind that people outside of their community are stupid about.
Yeah.
Like, you don't fucking know anything.
Everyone's dumb about this except me. And like, it's just a way of feeling kind of good about yourself and feeling unique and things like that. Yeah.
He goes, if you or me or mostly everybody on these boards are looking for a specific title, when we go into a store, we don't need to be attracted by the cover or to identify. And again, Chris, I think you're right. I don't think people are like walking through a Walmart and seeing like James Bond, like seeing Moonraker and stopping and being like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What is this? I have to have it. That's just not a thing that's happening now. You know, it's over. The impulse buying of DVDs, I think, is relatively over. I'm sure people buy Blu-rays that are like, because I looked at review. We're going to read a review of The Proposal and stuff like that. So we can probably actually go to a couple reviews I got off of Amazon. Let's take a look at The Proposal, starring Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds. Brian says, 5 stars. Great movie. Not a chick flick.
Nice.
This movie's great.
I hate a chick flick. I hate when my chick is like, hey, let's watch this movie. And I'm like, 5 minutes in, I'm like, well, I get why you want to watch this movie.
Also, like, I love saying that to yourself. Like, you're like, you're like a rom-com. Not a chick flick, though.
Yeah.
Not a chick. It's like you're watching a rom-com.
Yeah. But you're telling yourself, like, no, this is a rom-com, but it's got a little something in there for the boys, for the fellas.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Well, it's got Reynolds. He's probably fucking mugging for the camera, doing his fucking stupid shit.
He's so funny.
God, he's the least funny actor that's ever been in movies in my opinion.
Good guy too, just a really stand-up guy.
My take on him is I do think that if you got P.T. Anderson to direct him, you could get a good performance out of him. It's just impossible to do. You know what I mean?
He's not going to be.
He's never going to do that.
He was in a movie where he was buried in the ground.
But I'm sure,
fantastic performance.
I haven't seen that movie, but I bet he's cracking wise in that as well. He can't fucking help himself. And even if he's not, Brian, I guarantee they had to fucking cut like 1,000,000 times to be like, Ryan, can you stop trying to do your little fucking jokes and stuff like that? It's not that kind of movie, man.
God.
Like, he can't fucking help himself. You seen him in an interview? He thinks he's the funniest guy in the fucking world.
Oh, he does. And he is one of the funny actors. Did you ever see Free Guy?
I liked Free Guy.
Fantastic.
Did you like Free Guy?
It's one of the only, it's because, I don't know. Again, I think I was on mushrooms when I watched it.
That'll happen.
It's like
I found it. I loved Ready Player One. I don't care what anyone says. I loved Ready Player One. And I know that these are not good movies. I know Free Guy, it was the only time I could take him for some reason, but I think it was just because the concept behind it, I sort of fell into the world of Free Guy. God,
so it's the world building that got you.
It was the world building of Free Guy that got me and that I really enjoyed. But I do remember liking Free Guy. I do remember liking it, definitely, yeah.
This movie's great. I first rented this movie and thought this movie was so funny that I had to buy it in Blu-ray. This is a really funny movie. People might call this a
question for you. Was it funny?
People might call it a chick flick. But it's not really.
Not me.
People come over my house. I tell them.
I've seen chick flicks before. This one is an extremely masculine film, I promise.
guy that explains to everybody as soon as they come in their house, yeah, you're going to notice I have The Proposal.
I know what it looks like from the cover. It's got the man and the woman. The title of it is even very sort of rom-com chick flickish. I promise you, watch about 15 minutes of this movie. It's filled with all kind of manly ass shit.
He goes, this is a real, people might call, he goes, but it's not really. Chick flicks always suck. But this movie is very different because it's for guys and girls. That's what the producer's intent was.
Well, I think that's the producer's intent a lot of the time is for it to be for all people. Possibly that any gender is going to be able to watch it and enjoy it. But you're right. I mean, we do have some classic chick flicks where it's just like, we all know we got dragged along, to the movie theater. And she said, hey, at least I got some popcorn though, right, fellas? Maybe pull a pop.
I'm just imagining someone doing this for like The Devil Wears Prada 2.
I watched it. I just went to that.
I bet you people are doing that.
This is go ahead.
I know. I just went to that movie. That was the last movie I saw in the theater with Ariel. She's a big fan of The Devil Wears Prada, and I didn't mind it either. Listen, not exactly a chick flick. Not exactly a chick flick. I'll be honest. It's got if The Devil Wears Prada 2 is a chick flick, how come it has NBA basketball stars in it like Karl Anthony Towns? Yeah.
Something for everybody in this one.
Something for all of us in that
Something
one. Yeah.
for
it's
everyone.
like Shrek in that way.
What were you saying though, Chris? I got really excited about the fact that I had seen that movie.
No, just the idea of like one of these guys doing like a forum post like that where he's like trying to justify, because it's like one thing to be like, no, The Devil Wears Prada is a chick fucking flick, but just having someone do the sort of like masculine justification to try to get like, I'm trying to think of the funniest one of those. Like,
it's also funny to do it on Amazon because this is on Amazon.
Yeah,
this is a review on Amazon.
Oh, yeah. Justin Theroux is in there for the ladies, apparently. Yeah, no, I don't think so. I mean, this has got some real classic male actors in it, and some of them aren't even hot.
Some of them aren't hot.
But this movie's very different because it's for guys and girls. That's what the producer's intent was. It's a movie that both guys and girls would like. I've unfortunately watched quite a few chick flicks, and they all sucked.
I've unfortunately watched quite a few chick flicks.
And they all sucked.
They all sucked. Every single one of them. They're classic chick flicks.
But yet, I love this movie. I would recommend this movie to anybody. It'll give you a good laugh. So Brian loved it. Not me.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen The Proposal?
I have not.
I've not seen it either. Maybe we're wrong. Maybe it is good.
Maybe it has something for everybody.
Yeah, it might have something for all of us, honestly. I mean, listen, I'll give it 30 minutes. If I start sort of sniffing out chick flick vibes to it, I'm out. But
guy that says chick flick is such a funny guy to me. I don't know why. It's just funny guy that gets mad about chick flicks. This guy goes 3 stars. I just don't know. This is one of those indecisive reviews. I like Ryan Reynolds and Sandra Bullock, but the two just don't seem to mesh like, say, a Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey movie.
Failure to launch? Anybody? I think are they in that one together?
I don't know. This guy's saying they don't mesh as well as Kate Hudson and Matthew McConaughey. I like the plot, and the movie had some really scenic moments when the Blu-ray showed off, but it just seemed like something was missing. Reynolds is his usual funny self, but see, this guy agrees with me, which is a good thing when the posts we read agree with me. He goes, but it just seemed like something was missing. Sandra Bullock sometimes, she's just too serious an actress.
What?
I'll probably watch it again.
Sandra Bullock is too serious of an actor?
Yeah, you can't laugh at her.
She's never been funny.
She's literally in... I think she's mostly in comedy films. Wasn't she? She's in that movies. She's really funny in that one with Melissa McCarthy. The Heat. Yeah. I mean, she's done a lot of.
Yeah. Yes. I guess you don't like the serious drama of Miss Congeniality.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I mean, I just got to say The Heat. I mostly like the scenes with like Bill Burr and stuff like that in it. You know what I mean? I was like mostly laughing at the fellas in that. It's honestly not a chick flick.
There's some real comedians on there.
There's some real
comedians.
It's about being the FBI.
It's propaganda. It is not a chick flick, and you know.
And I like propaganda.
She's kind of a tomboy, if we're being honest with ourselves.
And it's like Melissa McCarthy.
She can kind of hang with the fellas.
She can kind of hang with the fellas, most definitely. Yeah.
I love guys explaining the movies they like. Yeah. He goes, I'll probably watch it again sometimes because I just don't know. I can't remember any really great parts, and that in itself is not a good thing. I'm glad I bought it. It was entertaining. It was entertaining. So overall, it wasn't a waste of money. Just not a great comedy. So
he enjoyed he's like, I didn't laugh at it at all, but I like enjoyed some of the more serious parts in it.
Yeah. Well, here we go. You're going to know Chris, not Gris, is going to know exactly why we're doing this.
Okay.
I went to r/Blu-ray and I searched True Lies, which is famously, by the way, Blu Ray Guys, they do not like James Cameron at all. They actually will say sometimes he Cameroned something up.
What's the reason, Chris?
For context, like, there's like fucking 5 million versions of Alien, and they are all slightly different in ways that are annoying. Like he'll fuck with things. I mean, so for context, I wrote about this. It actually was one of the best performing pieces on Aftermath.
People hate this DVD.
Because they basically it was a series of them. It was like it was True Lies is the really, really egregious one, and my understanding is that the reason they did this is because they had really bad makeup on it, and so they just AI smeared a lot of it. Like he did it with in varying degrees with like Alien and whatnot, but like part of this is just he's like fucking friends with like Peter Jackson, and Peter Jackson loves AI shit. And so like these movies just look fucked up. It was like a really infamously bad one. And it's one of the few times where these guys are right is like that is fucked up to look at. It is a weird thing. And I did a whole piece on it.
There's apparently a scene where you straight up see the stunt double. Mm-hmm. Like that you look at his face and you know it's not. And it has something to do with the AI lighting. And then they said that AI blurs everybody's faces. So it looks like somebody because it's flattening things out. And James Cameron likes to get rid of any film grain or anything like that in his movies. I think that's why they don't like him, because he just is like, he's trying to digitize these things with AI. So it's flawless. But I mean, we all seen AI. You know what I mean? We know
you don't think AI is flawless.
I mean, when it's listen,
you don't think when you Google something and it gives you the AI overview that's absolutely flawless information that you're receiving.
Listen, when AI is making a picture of Eminem.
Yeah, it's flawless. Perfect. I sent you that one, Brian. I came across it randomly on Instagram. It was one of those horrible AI videos of like the younger self sitting beside the older self. It's one of the craziest photos I've ever seen. I had to take a screenshot of it and send it to Brian. Yeah, flawless is definitely not the word I would use to describe the way AI cleans up faces and things like that.
There's also the element of like audio mixes change between versions. Like they'll go back and they'll redo all the audio. Like the only way to hear the original audio mix uncompressed for Batman, the 1989 Batman, is the Laserdisc. And so people have ripped the Laserdisc audio, shoved it into the 4K, and like made it so that you can hear how it actually originally sounded before they redid all the sound effects and did that stuff. And it's like, this is the kind of shit that makes you insane if you love these movies, because you're just like, he tweaks them. There's like fucking so many versions. Go watch. There's like a couple of movies or like YouTube videos that are like made by a relatively sane person. I forget who it is, but like just on the various versions of Terminator 2, and you watch and you're like, oh, that's how you get these people. You get these people. They're made. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And I think it's James Cameron. I mean, nobody lives in a bubble like James Cameron. Right. You know what I mean? Because like those Avatar movies fucking suck.
Hey, come on. Listen, the last one I didn't go watch, but
it sucked. They suck and you're uninterested.
Well, I went and watched the second to last one. I went and watched it in IMAX 3D.
And you liked it?
Well, I don't want to continue talking about my mushroom use, but I think I enjoyed being there. I didn't really know what was going on a lot on the screen. I think the dialogue and storyline is not always the best, but I think it looked really good to me.
I really empathize with Payakan's plight, to be perfectly honest, and the Tolkien generally, and you know, and the I don't know,
very political,
I do think the Battle Angel Alita is good though. If you know, say what you will about the Avatar movies, that movie rips.
So you know what? This guy goes, I don't want to be great.
I didn't like that movie.
I didn't watch it. I think we stopped.
I really wanted to. Yeah. But again, when you're taking a bunch of drugs and going and watching these movies, there's all these reasons why I could not like it. You know what I mean? Right. I could just be having
bad popcorn.
Bad situation or whatever, I get bad feelings inside of me, and I thought it looked good. I thought it looked like I enjoyed the way that it looked, but I just could not get into it.
It is crazy enough the most loyal adaptation of an anime I've ever seen in my life, and the mangaka who wrote it was this is thank you so much.
That's cool.
It's the one time that's ever fucking happened where they've done a 1-to-1 adaptation of a fucking anime or manga, and it's just really loyal.
Well, this guy really enjoyed this and hadn't seen it since theaters. Great sound and picture on Reddit, and then this guy goes, movie's great, but the transfer looks like someone smeared grease all over the picture. And then a guy replies, and which is a cool thing to say to a guy that's actually enjoying it. You know what I mean?
That's a classic let people enjoy things moment. Yeah, it's he doesn't know. He's blissfully ignorant about it. Just leave him. He's not one of you. He's not one of your guys.
He goes, movie's great. And this guy goes, it's so weird how noticeable it is in the thing. I love this movie. I'll happily watch it, but something always feels off. I'm watching a different version of this movie than I remember. And then a guy replies and goes, I found the 35 millimeter print on the interwebs, and that's all I need.
Okay, well, that's
another thing entirely is people who do 35 millimeter scans.
I think our friend Mike does that.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know much about what he's talking about with the 35 millimeter stuff. All I know is he sounds like one of my kind of guys because I don't know if you guys caught it, but he referred to the internet as the interwebs, which is something that I'll often do when I'm with the fellas out having a beer or whatever to crack them up.
I'm check the Google machine.
Check the Google machine there. Yeah. I was on Facegram. Sometimes I'll mix up the different things to make the fellas laugh when we're having a beer.
This guy goes, oh, Jesus, I'm avoiding this post from here on out. So should you if you even remotely like the transfer.
Nice.
And then the next guy goes, good luck with the comments about to come flooding in. Personally, I haven't seen the 4K yet and probably won't for a while, but I have a blast with the movie itself whenever I revisit.
I probably won't for a while.
That's a weird thing to say.
That's a weird thing to say. I'm putting it off, but eventually I am going to get around to it.
I am going to watch this.
I'm going to do it. I heard it's really bad, and I am going to do it, though.
This guy goes, I'm a fan of the movie itself, but heard the transfer isn't great. And then he gets a reply from this guy. Don't listen to the lunatic fringe.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I think it is true. The transfer was bad, right?
It was bad. Yes. It was bad, but also the thread about it got so out of pocket after a while that it was it's fucking 200 pages long. I'm not joking. It's fucking incredibly long. And after a while, everyone's like, hey man, maybe we should just kind of calm down about this. You know what I mean? And but they're right. They are right. This was noteworthy. It's the one time they're correct, but also they're them. They're people who post on a Blu Ray forum. So even when they're correct, the one time they're they have done something that is newsworthy, they can't help but be weird about it.
It kind of makes sense to me because they're right, and they were usually wrong, and they're kind of yelling into the ether. So now they've grasped at this thing where it's people are kind of agreeing with us, and it's of course they're just gonna be oh, you agree with me? Oh fuck, now I'm gonna go really heavy at this and never let it go. That kind of does make some sense. Yeah,
outsiders have noticed it, and they're
exactly. Holy shit, I'm right about this fucking thing. People agree with me on this. Let's fucking never let this shit die.
Well, this guy goes, it isn't fringe. It's objectively a terrible transfer. The quality of the film's subjective, but the quality of the transfer is an objective metric. I don't think this guy knows what an objective metric is, but that's fine. He goes, an AI should never be used for this purpose as it just smears everything. It's a fun as fuck film with a dog shit transfer that, while some can look past and enjoy the film, is incredibly distracting to others. And
I agree AI shouldn't be used for that.
I agree AI shouldn't be used for anything.
Yeah, I agree. I hate AI and we hate AI. But
I think it should be used for one thing.
What's that?
Putting Eminem on The View.
Ooh, I would love to see Eminem on The View and
or The Spew, as our friend Sully Erna says.
Yeah.
What did you watch that one Beatles thing that Peter Jackson did?
I did not.
Is that like a restoration of their performance or whatever?
What is it? Oh God, sorry, 1 second. It's he used a lot of AI on that. Get Back. It was like an Apple TV thing.
Yeah.
It came out like, I want to say, what is it? 2021. Go and watch it, and that's what the True Lies transfer does look like. It looks fucked up, and like it's his studio that did that, like was adjacent to a lot of this, and like his work was adjacent to it. It is so bad, and part of it is like some of the footage just didn't exist the correct way. You know what I mean? But he loves this shit so much.
Yeah. I saw a clip of that like very recently, Chris, within the past like month or so. I saw a clip from that, like just like, you know, like some thing on Instagram or YouTube or whatever. And I was like so confused by it that it was not like just an actual AI video, that this came from a real piece of media that was made. I was so confused by how it looked, and I didn't have the context that you're giving me now, and now it makes so much fucking sense. It does not look real. It looks
fucked up.
It looks like AI. And I remember like finding it, it's like, oh, it's from this actual documentary that was made and like that was like put out, and I was really, really confused by it. But yeah, that makes sense. It looks fucking horrible. It looks so
really
horrible.
Bad.
Yeah.
It was it made me crazy that people thought that looked good. And then he recently, I want to say like 2 years ago, did a new Beatles video where he used AI to bring the other Beatles back. And it was like, it's called Now and Then. And if you look that thing is atrocious, but like that literally is like Peter Jackson's malignant influence in this.
Well, and you know, our friend Michael really liked that Beatles AI stuff. Did he? Of Get Back. Yeah.
Well, he's not really. When he says friend, we have to.
Well,
Michael
he's
Nolan.
a friend. We come up at the end of all of his videos.
He's a friend of the show, and that we do subscribe. We're part of we're Tribal Chieftains, and on his YouTube channel, we get all of the members only content. It's pretty fucking cool. Yeah, we see Not Even a Show. Murder Brian comes up at the end of his videos, which I will say, if you want, it's on a bonus episode, I think, Brian, maybe a stream, probably a bonus episode on the Patreon. But when Brian and I first see our names on one of the videos, God, it's probably the most excited you will ever see us on, guys.
just a random guy, too.
We just go crazy when we see that.
Transfer wasn't horrible, to be honest. I didn't care as much as I was too busy enjoying the film.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
It's a romp. It's a fun romp.
It is. I received a disc for Christmas and heard about the bad AI upscaling. It was definitely noticeable, but a glass or three of wine and the quality of the content kept me engaged. Still one of my favorite movies.
Yeah,
if you get drunk, it's fantastic.
Nothing a little bit of red medicine can't fix, eh, fellas? You know
Somebody bring me a purple Hooter. I'm about to watch the 4K restoration.
Somebody give me a couple purple Hooters. I gotta fucking slog my way through this 4K restoration of True Lies. I do think I will usually, when I'm watching a movie, I usually don't drink wine personally, because it's like that's sort of more of a chick flick kind of drink. I'll usually drink a couple brewskis.
That's real chick flick stuff.
Yeah, I'll drink a couple brewskis for sure.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And the Proposal, some brewskis in The Proposal.
Oh, buddy, get me a 6-pack and the fucking DVD of The Proposal. That's a guy's night out right
there. Get me a 9% ABV. Get me one of those like stouts or those, you know,
I want something
a
thick.
Belgian.
I want something really thick. I want something that's going to make me feel shit and bloated in the morning, and I'm going to watch The Proposal with the boys and crack a couple of fucking cold ones.
Hey, guys, you can bring your wife. You can bring your wives to this one.
Whoa.
Slow down.
Slow down, buddy.
There's stuff in there for them, but this is for the boys.
Yeah, they could have their own night where they, you know, they can play their board
Watching
game.
The Notebook.
Yeah, they can watch The Notebook. The boys will be watching The Proposal, actually, over at the local bar. Hey, barkeep, you want to throw the fucking Proposal on these screens? Get the fucking sports games off the fucking screens. Let's watch The Proposal, like, man.
Doing Jello shots at the fucking and watching The Proposal.
You're speaking Brian's language now.
Now you're speaking my language. Does anyone have trust issues letting a friend or family member borrow one of your Blu-rays or 4K discs from your physical media collection?
Maybe it's my sister and her fucking fail son fucking
put their fucking fingers on it.
If it's fucking Paul and it's my fucking sister.
It depends on the quality of the film.
And Paul is a top quality.
I mean, of course. The transfer is so good.
I can't wait to see. I'm gonna might watch. I don't think I ever watched it when it came out.
What if it's really good? What if it's pretty good?
Katie liked it. My wife actually liked Paul.
I mean, Paul.
I don't know what that tells you. You know, she's a chick.
I mean, listen to this cast, though. I'm not even joking. This cast,
it's a crazy cast.
Fucking
Spielberg's in it.
Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, obviously, like you were talking about. It's like, they were huge. But this, we're talking Seth Rogen, Kristen Wiig, Jason Bateman, Sigourney Weaver, Bill Hader, Jesse Plemons, Steven Spielberg, Blythe Danner, Jane Lynch. Jeffrey Tambor, Joe Latruglio, John Carroll Lynch, David Koechner is in it. I mean, this is one of the best casts I've seen for a movie.
And now we're going to popularize Paul.
I mean, listen, it has 70% on Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see, a 62% audience. It has pretty good reviews. It doesn't measure up to Pegg and Frost's best work. This is a critical consensus. But Paul is an amiably entertainment, albeit uneven, road trip comedy with an intergalactic twist.
Yeah. So you should watch that. This guy goes, I don't even let my girlfriend put the disc in the player.
Nice.
Good relationship that guy probably has.
He might be.
Then he gets a reply. He gets a reply. Absolutely. Well, he has 24 upvotes on that too. So he's doing well for himself.
Well, she's just going to grab it by the side. Like she's just going to grab it like a piece of paper, and
that's how
you have to tent it. That's the whole thing. You got to tent it. And then
I thought you did it like this.
No, you don't do that. Don't put your thumb on the bottom and just shove it in.
Give me a break, Brian. Holy shit!
I put my finger through the hole and go. Whoosh.
I will absolutely not be lending you my Rango steel case after that.
This guy goes, you know, it's another surprisingly common steel case that comes up a lot because it's a bad picture. It's not that it's like, but it's Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp, the Tim Burton version of Dark Shadows. Like it came up so many times as people were being like, can you believe that steel case? And it's like, come on, man, it's Dark Shadows with Johnny Depp. This guy goes, I've been burned many times loaning out books, CDs, movies over the years, even by friends and loved ones. I have an ex that still has the police's message in a box and has no intention on returning it.
What?
So I only do swap loans.
Take her to small claims court.
By police. See, just buy it. You know?
Yeah.
You chalk it up to a lot. If an ex takes something, it's probably theirs.
Yeah.
Or
it's
actually an argument of it being maybe some of theirs.
It's gotta be really expensive for you to care. And at that point, that's kind of on you.
Yeah, he goes, but the people that always ask never collect, so they don't do it. So they don't have anything. So this guy goes, I don't lend anymore. You have to be just as in love with physical media as I am. I lent a disc to my nephew, and he crushed my slipcover of Ford versus Ferrari in 4K. Luckily, the disc was
a good movie, but still, I love these. I just love these random examples of. I did like Ford versus Ferrari. I thought it was really good.
I did too, but
I hear it's pretty good. Yeah,
it's still also a very funny movie to be out of shape.
Totally,
about.
it's like really new and like.
By the way, before I forget, there is a subreddit devoted to steelbooks.
It's just called
r/steelbooks.
Nice. I'll go. He goes, I stopped lending out Blu-rays when I went to a friend's house 5 years after I let him borrow one. It was sitting by his TV. I remember asking for it a few times and eventually got sick of asking. Then there it was. So he went to his friend's house.
Awkward.
Yeah. Saw the Blu-ray that he wanted, that he loaned him. And he was like, now he doesn't even like the friend probably anymore either. He's got like trust issues with his friend now.
Your friend should give back the thing, you know? How many times you watching it? That is weird behavior.
I mean, maybe he doesn't remember that he borrowed it. You know how that
But if he's asking for it back, you know, it's just, you got to give it back when someone asks for it back.
Yeah. By the way, before I forget, as of an hour ago on r/steelbooks, pre-order now. Dark Shadows, exclusive 4K Blu-ray. Ooh. Brand new. And guess what? The art is original. It's nice looking.
Wow.
Yeah, look at this. You got your like, there's an eye and there's like a weird little like vampire cane and
It's such a fucking weird movie to
yeah, it's fucking not good.
I know. I don't even remember it. Now I'm searching for, I'll show Chris the steelbook before we get out of here.
Yeah, I don't. I'd love to be able to picture. I think I know. Like I've seen it before. I think I do know.
You've seen Dark Shadows before?
No. A steelbook. Like I think I've seen.
Here we go. And here's a Dark Shadows steelbook.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. It's like a tin almost. It's
have you seen Dark Shadows, Chris?
No, of course not.
Yeah, who would?
It's literally it was a fucking British TV show that they don't have all of because the BBC would just like re-record over shit. Like it's just it's like a really long running old fucking British vampire show that like it's like saying Days of Our Lives if you remade Days of Our Lives.
That's what it was. It was a soap opera about a vampire. Well, that is Blu Ray Guys. Chris, would you like to plug anything?
Yeah, I still do Highlight Reel, which is my YouTube show, but I'm doing a lot more with Aftermath, the worker-owned cooperative website I did with a lot of the people who I worked with at Kotaku, and we also have a podcast called Aftermath Hours that I'm on, and just follow my work there, and I'm also on Blue Sky because. Say what you will, it's the only one of those that actually like if you have a blog, it's the only use case. It's the main use case is like it does not get buried under like 20,000 horrible videos racial like on X. Yes. It's like how many times can you watch kids speed run the Scientology Museum or whatever?
Okay, that happened in Vancouver.
Yeah,
did they do that too?
Everywhere.
Yeah, they did it. They did it in Vancouver, and it was big news around here locally in Vancouver.
I should do it.
And I was banned off
I
was banned off of social media for running a threats account that was doing threats at people. And
Cigar Jack Small should go too.
Cigar Jack Small's on Blue Sky. How quickly would I get banned on Blue Sky?
I mean, pretty fast.
Threatening people on Blue Sky. I want to plug. I don't usually do plugs, but I'd like to plug this movie that I came across. I was on the Rotten Tomatoes looking at the proposal and different rom-coms and stuff, and it gives you like the movies that are like this. And I want to plug All About Steve. It's a 2009 comedy drama with Bradley Cooper, Sandra Bullock, Ken Jeong, DJ Qualls, and it has 7%, and it is said to be one of the weirdest. They call it poisonous. One of the reviews calls it poisonous. So go check that out.
Yeah,
I might watch this. Yeah.
All right, we'll see y'all next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.